Y'all, it's 2020. What in the world? Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is MichelleAna and I want to welcome you if this is your first time to my channel. And if you've been here before, hey friend, hey sis, hey bro, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel actually. It is a new year, so happy new year, happy 2020. I hope you guys had an amazing end of your 2019 and are having an amazing beginning to your 2020, to this new decade, y'all. We are in a new decade. I am so excited about what God is doing in this decade. And, I just wanted to check in and kind of chat with you guys and really just talk about my year of 2019. As you guys can see, I'm back in Colombia. I've been back and forth, New Jersey, Colombia, and I'm kind of like all over the place. So I kind of have to work with what I have. So if it seems a little dark, it's because I'm trying to work with the lighting that I have. So this video is going to be all about, actually I have some notes. Let me just go ahead and pull it up because I actually wrote some notes on this one. And I want to make sure I stick to them because I think it's very important to, you guys walk away with a little something, something. You know what I mean? So this video is going to be all about reflections and growing pains of 2019. My goodness. So before we move forward with the video, make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it so far. And let's get to it. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed Vlogmas 2019. Whoa. I did it a little different this year. If you guys want to, for some reason, catch up on it, I'll link it here so you guys can go to the playlist and watch it if you'd like. I had a lot of fun with Vlogmas this year because I did it in a different way. And so although they were kind of coming out staggered, it was still a really good, consistent form of just having some videos come out. And so really this year I wanted to focus on, or last year, I wanted to focus on having just different conversations concerning different topics that you guys would send over. So there were so many great topics. Obviously I didn't get to all of them, but I had so many great topics, so many of you guys asking questions. And I think it's really cool because as we had that conversation, I'm kind of getting insight from you guys too, because girl, I don't have all the answers. And so I think it's really important to engage in that level of conversation because there's no right or wrong answer as it relates to practicality and just things to do with life, right? What works for me may not even work for you, you know what I mean? So we kind of go from there. But today I kind of wanted to talk about just the focus words that I had focused on up until 2019. In my next video, I'm actually going to share my focus word of the year. And if you don't know what that even means, that's just something that I made up, but I also see other people do as well, where they just kind of gravitate toward either a verse or a phrase or a word that they're really going to try to achieve. I remember one of my friends, her focus word was integrity. And so although she strives to be integral all of her life and all these things, she wanted to make sure that in that year, whatever year that was, that everything that she did always pointed back to integrity. So the way that she spoke about people, the work that she did, everything was just integral onto the Lord. So that's what I mean. And so I started this technically in 2017, but really when I look back, I really started in 2016, even though I didn't set the phrase or focus word of the year in January. It actually kind of came about mid-year 2016, and that word was heart posture. So God really shifted my heart posture toward life, toward perspective, toward Him, toward a lot of decisions that I was confronted with, and He kind of began to deal with my heart, right? And then came 2017 was the year of alignment, which was so crazy because that was the year that my husband passed away, literally 8 days into the year, and he passes away. And this is the year of like alignment, and like, you know, all these things started happening in my life, and God was just like taking me through this journey of like aligning me. And I didn't know that he was going to be doing all these things, but he was already aware of what was going to go down in my life. And so the fact that I chose alignment in that year was something that was super like supernatural. and then moved on to 2018, and I'm just giving you guys a recap so that I can then share with you what my focus word was for 2019, which I shared in the beginning of 2019, but really my takeaway from what that word really taught me. And so 2018 was really like the year to trust without borders. So I remember the Lord literally days before 2018 started, he showed me the song Oceans, which that song is everywhere, right? And so there's a part of the song that says, Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders. And that specific part really like stuck out to me because I was just being super prayerful and intentional about what I wanted 2018 to look like, right? And you know, the Bible says man plans his ways, right? But the Lord orders our steps. So it's okay to plan things, and it's okay to have things in motion and speak life into different areas and in your life and in others around you. But always with the heart posture of trusting and knowing that God has everything figured out for us. And literally, there's nothing that we can do that'll take us out of the reach of God, right? So which y'all, I gotta tell you about a book I'm reading. It's called Just Do Something. I'm gonna put a link below. If you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you should, it has just been wrecking me so much, and it just talks about the will of God and us making decisions and being confident that God is supporting us, and God is literally not gonna let us like mess up our lives in a way that is detrimental to our purpose and our will and the call in our lives. Man, that thing is so good. It's so good. But anyway, so moving on to 2019, I shared that my focus word for 2019 was clarity. And it's so funny because now we're in 2020, everybody's talking about clarity and vision and whatever, which is cool, right? But I think it's so interesting that last year was that was my focus word. And one of the things, here's where I'm going into the things that I've learned in reflections and growing pains, was that nothing at all, as I went through each day, hour, week, month, nothing at all seemed clear to me, right? Nothing felt like I was walking to it and I fully knew what was going on. But it was everything to do with trusting that, you know, the year before that, I was learning about trusting in the Lord without borders. And so everything to do with trusting God, that God had this all figured out, was literally the application that I had to believe in my daily walk. So I had to apply that every single day, because 2019 really challenged me in decision making. It really showed me like, you need to be solid and you need to just go. Like, you just need to go and make a decision already. Like, stop like lingering and tarrying and like all these different things. It's just too much. Like, some of us in the name of spirituality are so stagnant in the decision-making process because we want this like crazy sign from God. And God is like, bro, like, daughter, son, I got you. Go. Make the decision. Like, do it. Like, he's not some like sneaky God or anything like that. So mind you, I'm knowing this now at the tail end, at the end of it all, right? We're in a new year. And I just remember like going through so much like spiritual and just like mental warfare and warring, because I literally was dealing with so many things, memories, and there was so much like torment. And I mean, let me tell you something. when you have a relationship with God, that will literally help you through so much. But even when you have a relationship with God, you still deal with different realities of your life. In my case, there was just a lot of things that I was just really kind of vacillating, trying to figure out in my life. And so, like, where do I belong and where do I go? And, you know, am I staying single the rest of my life? Am I getting married one day? You know, like, literally, real talk, like, these questions came into my mind, and, you know, God just settled in my heart, like, the plan and the will and the way that I want your life to go is already settled in heaven. Like, it's already done in your life. It's already written. So all you gotta do is make the steps and trust that I got you. Literally. And so as I started doing that, and as I continued to war, you know, these spiritual warfares and like these mental like mindset things that I was like, I was like really going through and still showing up, because I knew that God was a God of restoration and of peace and of power, and he was sovereign. So no matter what I was going through, I knew that I had to show up as who he called me to be. Whether fear tried to wreck me, whether my past traumas tried to break my heart once again and just kind of like infiltrate, I still knew, and I knew that I had to show up as who God wanted me to show up. And the ways that I did that was really listening to podcasts and taking care of myself and continuing to go to therapy and really just be honest with myself. When I wrote in my journal, like, I would be like, God, like, I don't understand this, but like, you do. So like, help me to walk through this with you. Like, help me walk this, because I can't do it. And I think that so many people talk about God, and so many people talk about their spiritual journey, but don't share practical steps that they took, knowing that, or maybe not knowing, but there are things that these people can share, like myself, that may help you. And by all means, some of these things may not mean anything to you and may not even work for you, and that's okay. But that's where the conversation at least starts, by sharing what helped me and what worked for me. P.S. Can we do a shout out for my girl at Dope Christian Tees? This shirt says, leave the judging to Jesus, period. Okay? I just wanted to interject right there. I just started to get like a new understanding of renewing my mind. You know, the Bible says the renewing of your mind. I always forget that verse, but I want to bring it up because it's so telling to how God walked me through these mental battles that I was fighting. And of course, it's in Romans. It's in Romans 12:2. It says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. We should not conform our mindset to what is going on in our world. That is what I gather from this type of verse. And so I literally discovered this new way of renewing my mind, which is things like affirming myself. You know, I am whole, I am not broken, I lack nothing. God is not withholding nothing from me. Like, literally, he's not trying to withhold nothing from us. Do you understand that? Like, can we sit with that for a second? He's not trying to hide anything from us. So therefore, we lack nothing. So that even then means that we can confidently walk things out. You know, these big plans that you have, these big ideas that you have, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. If you need a sign, this is a sign. God started showing me that I had already everything that I needed to walk out these projects and the call on my life was already inside of me. Everything you need is already inside of me, inside of you, inside of you, everything you need. And that freed me so much, because I think sometimes we try to search for so many things to like affirm us, or even try to qualify us, or even try to validate us. When the truth of the matter is, yes, we do look for information and wisdom and knowledge and all these different courses and studies and classes and like all these things. But truthfully, everything we really need is already inside of us. The ability to speak into people's lives, the ability to pray over people's lives, the ability to share our story. Yeah, I mean, we may need to learn a few like things of how to do, how to have a strategy and like all these different things. But I think it's so important to know that God already equipped you and put all the tools that you need on the inside of you. And so it's really just drawing those things out and really spending time with yourself, getting to know you. And so, long story short, the word clarity really challenged me last year. And if that's your word this year, well, bless your heart and all your parts, because it's definitely something that God will, what I have learned is God will put you in the position where, okay, you want clarity, so I'm going to go ahead and let you do what you need to do. And as you walk, you will gain clarity as you walk, not before. So at the end of 2019, what I gathered, right, the growing pains and the reflection and like all that stuff that I felt, was that as I look back, everything made sense. I was where I needed to be. I lived where I needed to live. I interacted with who I needed to interact. I let people in my life that needed to be in my life. I let go of people that were in my life that didn't need to be or have the position that they did. I had to do it trusting and believing confidently that God already had it figured out. And so it wasn't until the end of it all where I was able to look back and realize, like, wow, now it's clear. So if you're frustrated, if you feel like you don't see anything, like you have no clarity, let me tell you something. It's when you look back that the clarity comes. And that's what I have experienced. It is when you look back that then things start to literally make sense. And you're like, oh my gosh, I needed to be in that state, in that time, and take that job that I had to take that I didn't know was coming my way, so that I can meet so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so to then start this business and do this and do that. It's literally God ordained. And I'm so thankful that I say this pretty much in every video probably, but I'm so thankful that he's so mindful of us, right, as his kids, to literally, even when we think we make a mistake, he reroutes us, y'all. Like, his grace is more than enough. His grace is more than enough to cover the mistakes that we feel like we have made, because maybe we have made mistakes in our past. And that is okay. Like, literally, the mercy of God is new every single day. You wake up and you open your eyes. Newness, period. New day for you, okay? So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm probably gonna, continue to try to film when it's like brighter and obviously and all that stuff, but I hope you guys don't mind this type of setting. Obviously I do have like the lighting and like all that stuff, but I think it's so important to, not let things stop you because you want perfection, but rather get things done and until the glory of God, right? But like get things done so that you are not held stagnant, or you just don't get stuck. Don't get stuck because things are not perfect. So I just really thank you guys for watching this video and supporting my channel yet another year. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you comment below with any of your thoughts, maybe even share your focus word of the year. I'm going to share my focus word in the next video, and also make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram just to keep up on my daily life. I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.